DK's turn to ban.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to your coverage of the Sina Cup's second season. We are currently down in the lower bracket, and this is our last best of one of the evening. It's DK up against IG. DK having just won their previous best of one against ForLove, and IG triumphing against lgd.int. This is our final best of one of the evening, and both of these teams trying to get back to slightly more firm footing with the best of three, which is going to be coming up tomorrow. So guys, I'm Basecap here providing coverage on behalf of Beyond the Summit, but joining me is 1437. And 1437, how you doing? Theben?
10 seconds remaining.
Have you muted yourself? Are you here? Have you fallen asleep?
5 seconds remaining.
No, I'm good. Sorry about that.
I
was just...
You're the man of the hour, so...
Reserve
Sorry,
time.
no, we're good. I was actually somewhat falling asleep for a bit.
But how can you fall asleep with this kind of game lined up?
Yeah, I know, and that's how I just woke up. It's actually 8:40 a.m. right now. So I've been up for like the past 30 hours or some stupid ridiculous thing like that.
Come on, man, you were grinding at Diretide. You've done long days. You can handle.
There's no grinding in Diretide. I literally played like 8 hours of Diretide a day before. That's not grinding at all, dude.
Okay.
It's not grinding at all. Whatever, we're back. I'm good.
Good.
I had to go. I just had to get something to drink and to take care of some other things. But now we're good.
Let's do it.
I'm actually feeling good about this one, man. DK versus IG, what everyone has been waiting for.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing is I think the other two matchups were both games that we saw earlier in the bracket, but this is the first time that the two sides of the upper bracket are meeting. So DK versus IG promises to be a good one, especially since I don't think anybody has a really clear handle on, it's hard to say who's the best in China, who's the worst in China. Everybody's taking games off one another on good days. I don't think there's any clear hierarchy, so this promises to be a really good one. Do you have any thoughts going in?
Making through Clockwork. Yeah. Oh man, like this has been the hero that's been auto banned in every game so far, and now making it through in this game, getting first picked here.
10 seconds remaining.
Gonna see some ice Clockwork action. I think that hero is amazing in this version. Just does so much in the off lane. Such a good initiation hero.
Yeah. So I guess from this we're expecting DK to play a little bit more of their first foot forward kind of style, because I think the thing about Clockwork and what I've heard, what Winter was saying about Ice's comments on the clock, is that just because there's no real farming potential later on, you can't build big items for your team, things like that. He's definitely a playmaker, he's definitely a tempo controller. And so I guess as a result, because he's not a semi-carry, we're probably expecting DK to, again, maybe looking towards this style with the Luna, looking towards these early tier 1s, looking towards these pushes. But IG, they've already got the Rubik, they've already got the Timbersaw, so I think they've already secured themselves a fair bit of counter push. And Timbersaw is somebody else that we've seen banned out really heavily.
Yeah, a lot. Exactly. Timbersaw, he's again another hero that both DK and IG like playing. Ice and YYF, one of their signature heroes. So no surprise the pickup there. Rubik, on the other hand, being picked up this early, that's a surprise. Teams tend to, I mean, the thing about Rubik is he can lift people. I mean, he can lift the Clockwork out of the cogs, and he can save his allies too with that. So it's a pretty decent counter
5 seconds
for that.
remaining.
Like a lot of support heroes, normally when they get hooked in by the Clockwork, they just instantly die. But Rubik is not like that. So pretty decent pickup in that sense.
Yeah,
and the Crystal Maiden, of course, amazing support in this version, getting picked up.
I guess the one thing to mention is that the Crystal Maiden can't we don't really see Timbersaw mid so much anymore, I guess is the first thing to say. But the other thing is that if you do have a Timbersaw mid, the Crystal Maiden plus whoever is on mid typically can't really run in and gank the Timber, at least in my experience. You do often need to bring your second support along, and that can make things a little bit more obvious. So while it isn't standard, maybe still an option here
10
for
seconds
IG?
remaining.
Or do you think it's just going to be guaranteed? Timbersaw's too good on the off lane. He's going there.
5 seconds remaining.
Sorry.
Reserve time.
There's some stuff on my computer that I keep lagging for some reason right now. I'm not
DK's
sure.
turn to
Okay.
I'm
ban.
afraid of a DDoS attack, man. I don't know what it is. That's what I'm trying to do, ping tests and stuff.
So Demon moves to Korea, and now you're the target.
I'm the target, man. This is awful.
10 seconds
I need
remaining.
someone else to take the heat.
Yeah. So
5 seconds remaining.
back to the. I've lost my train of thought completely. So DK
Yeah,
gonna get rid
I'm
of.
sorry about that.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay,
no.
sorry,
Look,
okay.
man, I'm the one who's supposed to be awake and leading the broadcast, but technical issues have had me pulling my hair out. So.
Dude, we
I'm
have
all
tech issues everywhere. This is
Yeah.
awful.
This is. BTS
Only a
save
donut.
us, like LD
10
gods.
seconds
Where are you?
remaining.
Yeah. Where are the superiors, man?
Yeah,
5 seconds
we're the
remaining.
people that know what they're doing. But anyway, so DK, they're going to get rid of a Weaver, they're going to get rid of a Lifestealer, so
IG's
just
turn
removing
to pick.
some pretty solid carries from the pool. IG actually get rid of the Clinks, interestingly enough, which is a band that I think we've seen them running a lot. I don't know if we've actually seen DK really playing the hero, but it looks like IG don't really want to have to deal with it, and they will throw out at least one ban towards Mushi. And getting rid of the OD, and
DK's
this time around
turn
DK
to
are
pick.
not going to be able to get their hands on the Luna, so we'll see what they go for. They did have they ran a CK Wisp not too long ago, and well, there's the Wisp. Is it going to be Gyro Wisp or CK Wisp? We'll have
IG's
to see.
turn to pick.
Yeah, DK is a team that like playing the CK Wisp much more. We saw them play against Alliance. You remember that?
Yep, I remember that game vividly.
Yeah, that's the game at MOG that really put a very big memory into everyone.
DK's
Bristleback
turn
getting
to pick.
picked up. Another again. IG love this Bristleback, the YYF Bristleback. But I thought that maybe YYF was
IG's
gonna play the
turn to
Timbersaw
ban.
here, but it looks like Timbersaw is gonna go to the mid lane for Ferrari instead, and DK does pick up the CK.
The only
We'll
reason
see.
that I mentioned the Gyrocopter is, and I don't think they've done this since, but there was one game in
10
WPC
seconds
Ace
remaining.
where they ran what seemed like a very practiced
5 seconds
Gyrocopter
remaining.
Wisp strategy. So what they did is they went over, they cut down some trees near
Reserve time.
the new medium camp, you know, what was previously the small camp, and then MMY just sat there and he got stack after stack after stack on both the big camp and the medium camp. Burning swung over, cleared those out with the Gyrocopter, and Burning was pretty much just able to spend the entire game
DK's
farming while
turn to
MMY
ban.
brought him to the fights. But looks like this time around DK, they've already got the Clockwork, they're going to add a little bit more aggression to that as well, grabbing the Chaos Knight. And what do you think about the IG response of just grabbing another tanky core hero in the Bristle?
I think it's
10
really good,
seconds remaining.
really smart pay. I mean, the thing about CK Wisp is you want to be able to
5
burst down
seconds
heroes
remaining.
with their combo, but like Bristleback and Timbersaw, really hard to do that with.
Reserve time.
CK, it's later on, like the stun is really good against Timbersaw, but like this hero just wrecks CK and Wisp in general. Like when it comes to just dealing out damage and being this tanky ass dude. So DK still in need of another hero who's capable of dealing a lot of damage, and probably this hero is gonna be Mushi's hero, and it's gonna be against the
IG's
Timbersaw.
turn
What do
to
you think
pick.
is gonna be that pickup? You think it could be like a Viper maybe, or something
Yeah.
like that?
Could be a Viper. There isn't a lot of lockdown on IG, so maybe we could even see something like a Mushi Queen of Pain, something like
Lich.
that.
Looks like a dual lane, I
DK's
think,
turn to
right?
pick.
Coming from IG, Lich, Bristleback maybe in the off lane, with the Luna Rubik safe lane, or vice versa.
And I guess this is where the Clockwork pickup does bite DK a little bit, because IG have this really solid tricore. If the game drags on, things are looking pretty good. So the pressure's on for DK to do stuff early, be the one setting the tempo, bring down those tier 1s,
10
and
seconds
just be
remaining.
winning, close out the game, pretty much.
5 seconds
So we'll see what they end up going for here. Because I don't know if you can just go another core, say, and expect to be
Reserve
able to
time.
win a farming war anymore. I just see the Timbersaw, Luna, and Bristleback. Once that Luna has a BKB, she's going to be very difficult to relocate gank, and from there, I think IG are looking pretty good. But those first 15 minutes could be the big make or break for DK.
Still, I'm still thinking about what they're gonna pick last for mid lane.
It's difficult because whatever you pick, you have to be ready for the option for it to be dual land against as well.
Too.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend. Okay.
So is it dual mid and then safe lane SF?
Damage. That's the physical damage that they were looking for. I mean, they needed something like the amount of burst, the total burst damage that DK have without this Shadow Fiend is not enough to kill, a Timbersaw, Bristleback, and Luna. They're able to maybe kill off one hero, but then they wouldn't have damage for everything else. They needed some kind of consistent damage. And Shadow Fiend is pretty decent, but the problem with Shadow Fiend is he's very vulnerable early game. And with CK, they're not going to be able to move around or something like that until, they get level 6 basically.
Prepare for
so let's
battle.
see how well this Shadow Fiend is going to be able to do in this game. It's not going to, like you said, it's not going to come down to the snowball, the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, if DK can get off to a good start, get some towers under their belt, get that gold stacking up, then they've definitely got the damage that they need to win these mid-game fights. And IG could end up being a little bit punished if two of their cores have maybe have a bad start to the game. The Lich is going to guarantee somebody's having an alright time somewhere. But DK looks like an aggressive move for them to start things off. Lots of pinging going on during this pause, so it looks like both teams working out their best options. But so are you thinking, are we going to see a duo lane mid perhaps to try and secure a little bit more farm on Mushi, or is he just going to be left to deal with whatever's happening mid lane and MMY and Burning are going to secure their farm?
Considering he has sentries on the Crystal Maiden, if they were going to do dual lanes, then he wouldn't have sentries, and CK Wisp would just dual lane top.
No, yeah.
No, the CK Wisp would just dual lane, and Wisp will try to zone out the hero and get XP while the CM will be mid. But because he bought sentries, I don't really think they're gonna do dual lanes. Maybe he'll help him early and leave. Like, I don't think dual lanes is very effective. What you can do on the mid lane is you just help the mid player get a few last hits in, and harass your opponent, burn through a bit of their regen. Because getting to bottle in this version is actually a bit more difficult because it's 650 gold. So if you burn through some of their regen, then your mid laner has a much better time. So you can just do that and then leave and just give them all the XP. So, but as for a dual lane, I don't know if you want to consider that a dual lane or not, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't consider a dual lane. I would say it's a Paladai move. Something Paladai does all the time. Just goes mid and harasses the crap out of the mid laner. But the IG on the other hand will have a dual lane on mid. Looks like.
Yeah, they're putting the Luna in as safe a position as they.
Oh man, this is a disaster for Shadow Fiend. He's got, oh boy, he's got 47 damage. Luna's got 70 damage, and Lich also has a lot of freaking damage too because of the Luna aura.
I think it's almost a shame that Lanham
Mushi already gets 2 last hits there. Mushi got 2 last hits. Oh my god, what a player.
M-God at work. But
that's like I wouldn't expect any hero to be able to get any last hits if a Lich and Luna just deny together, and that's what they should have been doing, but it doesn't seem so.
Yeah.
So 2 dual lanes, off lane and mid. Very good decision actually. With putting a Timbersaw in the safe lane like this, that means he's not gonna die. This is a Wisp CK. They're gonna have a lot of trouble against this Timbersaw depending on how he skills right now. And this CM running around.
Well, here's the thing. She got an invis at level 1, but it was spotted by the Radiant Ward. So I think they were actually hoping to surprise the Timbersaw, whoever was bot, and pick up that first kill. But because they saw the invis, he played really defensively anyway. So I think getting the invis maybe even worked against them at the end of the day.
What normally the Timbersaw would just be up there getting XP and whatever, but yeah, because of the invis he did go back. But you know, Lanam actually went back into his own jungle. I probably would have liked to see him just stay in the Radiant jungle and farm their camps, if anything, if you wanted to move around, so that he has access to the bottom lane or the mid lane when Mushi hits 3 like he is right now. Like, ganking from the Dire side is much more difficult, especially from where the IG hill is gonna be. Yeah. Like, imagine the CM ran like this into the mid lane. It would be much easier for him to go. And Mushi's just gonna take a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's gonna be right click to death here.
God, all that damage. Mushi really getting overconfident there, getting nuked and just right click down. That's a lot of damage coming out from Lich Luna. He totally underestimated that. And looks like Bristleback getting a kill on top lane as well. Yeah. So really good start coming out from IG. They got first blood and second kill. So and we were talking about how DK needed the head start in this game, and they are not getting that head start whatsoever.
Yeah, and so obviously things are going terribly. The level 3s were picked up, and IG spotted their opportunities to go for kills, and they got them. And you know, also talking about this Crystal Maiden, I think the question is, if you're up in the Dire jungle, who are you ganking for? If you gank for the Clockwork, what are you really accomplishing? Yes, if the Clockwork gets pretty big, maybe he can pay it forward with some more ganks, but if you're Shadow Fiend and you're
smoking, he gets revealed. No, Faith, why? Why, Faith? Why you do this? That was so bad, my Faith.
Oh, like, are they going to be able to get... No. They do get the lift. Mushi dragged back into the beam. Do they get the Frost Blast? Yeah, there's the right click.
That's a Shadow Fiend without boots, and like Lich just has more movement than his so. Oh man, Mushi on the other hand, like, this is mistakes, one after the other. But it's actually really hard lane for Mushi. Like, he doesn't want to sit there and just do nothing. He's a Shadow Fiend. He needs these levels. He needs to get level 5 so he can go into the jungle or something, or just go into the jungle right now. Like, when you're playing this role on mid, you're thinking to yourself, what the hell do I do? Like, these guys are denying every creep. They have so much damage on me, but I need to do something, because if I don't, then there's zero chance that we can win this game.
Regeneration.
You can't just absolutely forfeit the mid lane, you know? That's something it's unheard
top
of,
tower
basically.
is under attack.
Wait, she gets slowed down again? Poor guy. He's just... Anytime he walks up...
It's a really sad lane for him.
Yeah.
He's got no gold whatsoever. He's farmed basically 200 gold in the past 5 minutes or something. All those TPs that he had to use and whatever.
Yeah, and Faith, it's nighttime. He's just gonna walk in over towards mid and looking for another kill on Mushi.
I mean, if we look at DK's wards, like, they're all in the bottom side of the map where there's only a Timbersaw there. Those wards are basically do nothing. They have zero value. Those wards that DK plays. So this is a really hard situation for Shadowfiend. And Rubik is just gonna block the camp, because he's not even gonna give him that. But Mushi will get some souls from these little creeps there at least. A bit easier to kill. And here it is,
out, but the raises have been used.
Banana
they slow him down.
A little. He has boots. Shadowfiend doesn't have boots, but the Nova really helping out there.
Banana TPing down bottom lane. Ferrari got jumped, but he's going to be able to salve up, and he's looking to turn things around here. MMY also salving on the run, but he breaks the salve. Can they get the wisp? One more right click does it, and Burning can eat another whirling death on his way out. Pops his salve, but this is spiraling out of control for DK. Bottom lane not even really a win. Mid lane's being crushed, and Ice doing his best against the Bristleback on top lane, but his best isn't finding a whole bunch of solo kills and now roaming the map. He's just harassing
right now,
him.
But he's got 5 stacks. He's got 5 stacks of Crow on him right now.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hookshot though and finishes him off.
Shut. That was really well done.
Haste.
YYF didn't believe that he could die, I think was the thing. Like, he started battery assaulting him all the way over here, and he just chased him all the way through the creep wave over here, and that was it.
That's a pretty big kill, because like, now this Clockwork does have some chance to snowball. Like, this is the hero that needs to make it happen for them. He needs to get some kills on Lich and Luna. Those are the 2 heroes that are the easiest for him to try and kill.
Ice spotted out by Faith. Has a couple of stick charges, might be able to get a nice cog down, but no, just gonna be brought down.
Look at Bristleback's base damage, or the plus damage.
77 plus 100.
Yeah, that guy hits like a truck right now when he gets all these stacks.
MMY gonna tether over towards Lanham. Banana fairly low. He drops the Chain Frost. No bounces out of that one. The Chakram finishes off the Crystal Maiden. Ferrari still looking for MMY. It's only gonna be a 2-second stun from Burning. But it looks like MMY is gonna be okay. However, while Burning fogs him around the tree, only eats one beam. And looks like he's going to be okay to walk back. Actually, Reality Rift's how able to drop the 3-second stun as well. Ice is here, and he's got the max battery assault. So How's pretty much dead. Tether coming in. Ferrari staying around for now, but there's going to be a hookshot taking him forward on top. And Ice also manages to eat a little bit of Timber Chain damage. He does bring down Burning. DK, 2 kills on bottom lane. 2 big cores as well, and managing to get themselves on the board.
Thanks!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was
Dire's structures are fortified.
quite interesting. Burning just dying there against the Timbersaw. I don't think that was very necessary, but that was really cool juke coming from Burning to
around the back of the trees.
Eclipsed, yeah. He only got one hit from the Eclipse off. That was pretty cool.
Ice, he's gonna spot Banana, who walks around the corner right into a battery assault and Cog. So he said Ice needed to make the plays, and he's doing it so far.
Yes.
Dire's top tower has
The Lich
been
and
denied.
the Lich and the Luna. Those are the two
They're
heroes.
diving in. There's no tier 1 tower left anymore. MMY isn't quite level 6. They're gonna keep on fighting. They drop a 4-second stun. MMY running back. He doesn't have a tether off cooldown, so they just leave MMY to die. Burning's gonna survive and be able to go and grab a little bit more farm.
Yeah, they were saying we need help on top. Like the CK was gonna get killed, but Wisp ports in as the CK denies the tower and just
Dire's
tanks
middle
the
tower
death
is
instead.
under attack.
Incoming!
And DK, well, they're now able to move their core heroes back into some slightly safer positions, and they are starting to pull up a little bit of farm. And I guess if there's one thing that Shadow Fiend's good at, it is flash farming, it is recovering. So we'll see where Mushi can go from here. Though there is a 2-man smoke gank looking for him right now. The Chakram comes in, he's slowed down. Is he going to be able to buy anything before he dies? No. Does end up
0-3.
dropping.
I wonder what he is trying to buy though. Like he didn't buy treads. He had 1500 gold. And now he buys the treads.
Now he buys treads, but could have saved himself some gold there.
Yeah. Now the 5-man push comes in. Luna's gonna have ultimate really
Dire's
soon.
middle
18
tower
seconds
is under
cooldown.
attack.
And they've almost got a mech up on YYF as well once they bring down this tower. Arcane's already up for Faith. Arcane's already up for Ferrari. They've got
Dire's middle tower
everything
has
that they
fallen.
need to pretty much death ball from
These
this
are
point.
some really rich supports on IG. Really rich.
And DK, things are already looking pretty grim. I mean, golden experience, not impossible to pull back. If IG maybe dive a tower too aggressively, you know, they lose a team fight, that's maybe when DK can make their way back in, but aside from that, things are looking difficult. And there's so much good vision as well for IG. They have a really good idea of what DK are doing at any given moment, and they spot Ice bot, but there's nobody there with him. So at best, he can maybe solo kill a support. There is the relocate up, however.
Yeah, they haven't had the chance to actually abuse this relocate just yet. IG doing a pretty decent job at staying in class.
Yeah, relocate's coming bot. They've managed to cog in YYF. He's gonna pop his mech. They keep on focusing him, but help is on the way from IG, and YYF is not the hero that you want to try and burst down. Timbersaw jumps in with the Chakram. It's a 3-second stun, stolen by Faith, turned around on Burning.
The Eclipse, Hal also used Eclipse, but it actually hit nothing because the CK already
Dire's
died by
bottom
the time he
tower
got
is
there.
under
But yeah,
attack.
Bristleback, not the hero you want to go on. At the time, he only had 2 levels in his Bristleback, so it was 24% reduction,
tower
but
has
nonetheless,
fallen.
that's a mech and 24% damage reduction
Dire's
Bristleback that
bottom
you're going
tower
on.
is under
It just
attack.
gave enough time for all of IG to respond and help.
And he only needs to live for, say, 7 seconds for somebody else to be there. TP time plus walking from the
Yeah,
from
at
tier
the
1.
most, just
Yeah.
7 seconds. Like he gets any one hero to come help him. They just turn the fight. That was really nice by IG.
And do you think DK just bad selection on the target, or just thinking, okay, we have to do something?
I think
YYF
it was
isn't
kind of
lane?
more of a poor decision. They saw that the hero was alone because they saw a few other heroes on the other side of the map. But yeah, I think like you don't go on Bristleback in that scenario, especially since he has a mech. It's too, even though he was a bit far away from the IG tower, it's still just too hard. Oh,
Mushi's being gooed up. The Chakram hasn't connected, but Ferrari's still moving in. There's a bite
wants to
on the
back
timber.
off actually.
Yeah.
They don't want to go for that anymore. The Chakram cooldown was a bit too long. They would have had to maybe get a few hits on the tier 3 towers. Like they would have got hit by the tier 3 tower. That's what I'm gonna say. And then they have some chance to die. So good choice to back off. You want to play it safe. I mean, you're so far ahead right now. If you're IG, you don't want to throw away this lead by giving a few kills to DK and letting them snowball or something like that. And burning, actually building BKB first item.
Okay, Ice, he found an invis. He rounds the corner, he sees how. He's gonna dispel a smoke here as well, so ends up getting some pretty good value out of that invisor. And it's not gonna set them up for a relocate gank just yet, though he might be able to go hunting a little bit. But IG just kind of 5-manning for now. I think the only thing that they're waiting for is the BKB on the Luna, and once that's finished, we've got mech, BKB, 2 pairs of arcanes, a pretty substantial lead. And you can even just, I guess, force a fight by heading into the Roshan pit. There's not a whole lot that DK can do against you if you're just 5-manning. And this is where the weakness of the Wisp does start to show up a little bit. He's great if people are split up and farming and trying to get back into a good spot, but if IG are comfortable with 5-manning, he can be a little bit underwhelming for team fights.
Looks like they'll just go 5-man again on mid lane. DK don't have a mech, whereas IG do, and that's a pretty big deal in these team fights. So like IG, they know what they're capable of. With all their ultimates up and the mech up, they can really just take a fight under DK's tier 2 tower without any hesitation.
And everybody already moving in. A little bit of spam from DK is going to force them back and give time for Ice, Burning, and MMY to get these other lanes pushed out. So they are trying to force IG into making a decision, but with the Clockwork being on the map, they're not too afraid to still linger a little bit over on mid. You're not afraid of a hookshot catching somebody on the retreat.
I'm just probably thinking that we still need Luna to finish the BKB, and they can afford to just wait for that BKB and just absolutely secure the team fight. So maybe we'll just see him do that.
Yeah, and like you said, you know you're up. No reason to really risk anything at this point. I think if they just get the BKB 5-man, things are looking good. And DK don't even have that much split push pressure. Like we said in the draft, it's a lineup that kind of needed to do well in the first 50 minutes, and we're gonna hit that right now. And DK are decidedly behind, though still holding on, and they've managed to stabilize a little bit as far as the golden experience are concerned. And I don't think you can count DK out just yet either. If they win a team fight, which is difficult, like we said, there's a mech advantage, there's going to be a BKB up soon on the Luna. But if you can win a team fight, you can bring down a tier 1, you can start to get back into this game. And they've got all right heroes for recovering as well. But big smoke from IG, heading towards mid. Who will they end up finding? Mushi wants to go for a little bit of farm. He's been spotted up by this Radiant Ward just down here. Mushi. Can they jump in? They spot Lanham. Looks like he's going to be the one that might die here. No, Faith actually looped all the way around. Mushi's going to be bursted immediately. Lanham trying to escape. Ferrari's going to Timber Chain, but not getting himself too much closer. And Lanham goes for the TP out. As the TP comes in from Ice, yet is immediately cancelled. So Ice is now trapped on bottom lane. And IG might be able to get some damage on the tier 2.
Poor Mushi, drawing some lines.
Bottom tower
He is really upset about this game too. He's like, hey, they're pushing top, please go split push. They killed me, we're fine. We can still win this game.
Radiant's bottom tower
Ogre Club,
is under attack.
Nitro Hammer almost has his BKB up on Shadow Fiend. And I feel so sad for Mushi. He's just being hunted all game. Like I knew
Radiant's
this was
middle
such a
tower
hard
is
game
under
for a
attack.
Shadow Fiend. Like they needed the damage though from the Shadow Fiend, but this is gonna be such a hard game. Like
Dire's
there's
top
so much
tower
stuff
is
for
under
IG
attack.
to just
Radiant's bottom
do
tower
for him.
is under attack.
There was no lane
Dire's
to
top
give,
tower
you know, the
has
Shadow
fallen.
Fiend either.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the one option was that once Ice reached level 7, he could start ganking and you can give the Shadow Fiend top lane with a little bit of Crystal Maiden backup, but unfortunately Burning and
Radiant's
MMY
bottom
weren't really
tower is
even
under
in a
attack.
position to be able to, you know, to let Mushi have that safe lane. So they took the safe lane and Mushi had to head over into the jungle. So the fact that the bottom lane didn't really find any kills against the Timbersaw has also hurt DK in terms of their overall plan, because they were really hoping for the CK Wisp to get them a whole bunch of kills, like it did for them against the offlane in that game that you mentioned during the draft. And we've seen one relocate gank so far. DK are still doing a good job of placing down these fairly aggressive wards, looking to spot somebody farming out a little bit too far, maybe looking for a rune, somebody that can be jumped by a hookshot, but it's a difficult ask, and IG are well aware of what the Wisp is hoping to do. And now they've got their BKB up on the Luna.
Again, IG go back to the mid lane. They
Dire's
really want
middle
to get
tower
this
is under
tier 2
attack.
tower.
Well, you see Ice bot,
Mushi,
you're not
man.
too afraid. Mushi eats a
Oh.
beam.
You're right. Like
Dire's
Ice
bottom
sits
tower
on bottom
is under
lane, and
attack.
they're like, huh. The only initiation hero right now is showing up on the map, and is like 5 screens away.
Dire's middle
So
tower is
I mean,
under
this
you
should
attack.
be
can
the
relocate,
freest
but you're
tower.
gonna relocate into an Eclipse and a Chakram. You don't want to.
Exactly.
You don't want to do that at all.
Dire's
IG's heroes are
structures
just extremely good
fortified.
against Wisp, so. And that's just gonna be a free tier 2 tower for IG here. And they should be
Dire's
able to
middle
just get
tower
back
has
and
fallen.
defend the other towers too. The Luna will
Radiant's top
TP in with
tower
the
is under
BKB.
attack.
See, if it was the old Wisp, no one would actually want to TP in on that tower without like any kind of backup, because then you would have to use the BKB at the first sign of
Reality.
cast animation from Reality Rift, because you get stunned if you get linked too. But now it's just a slow, so even if he does cast Reality Rift, you have no problem to cast BKB. and
Relocate,
just
they
kill.
want Banana and this tower mid lane. They get the
Wow.
kill, but can they get out? MMY's been
That's a
lifted.
Radiant's bottom
Overcharge
tower
has been
is under
Potentially a
stolen.
double kill here coming.
Can they stop
Already
Burning from
used the
TPing
lift.
out? No, won't be
Only
able to.
disabled they had was the lift, so. The 22-second cooldown lift. I really hate that change on Rubik.
It does change the number of lifts you can
Radiant's
use in a
bottom
Used to
particular
be-
team
is under
fight.
attack.
16, I believe,
Radiant
if I'm
structures are
correct.
fortified.
16, and now it's 22. That is so big. Like in fights, you can only cast like one lift and then maybe
Radiant's
2
bottom
nukes,
tower
and then
is
you're like,
under
huh,
attack.
I'm not even level 6, guys. What do I do?
Yeah, Ice
really sucks.
gets away on bottom lane, but
And now they're just gonna go for the tier 2 tower. Very convenient for IG. They already had plans to just attack the tier 2 tower on bottom lane anyway, so they just go push out the clockwork and just gonna collect their last tower before they start setting up camp on Roshan with some good words. Lich 4 staff. Rubik
Dire's
almost
bottom
has
tower
Blink
is
Dagger, I
under
believe,
attack.
or 4 staff, whatever it is. Probably 4 staff because they have a clockwork on the opponent's side. So 2 4 staffs, all the core items being up on IG. This
Dire's
is perfect
bottom
timing
tower
for
has
Roshan.
fallen.
While DK is still trying to find the opening to make a comeback here in this game.
and YYF, he's got his BKB up as well, so he's quite happy to just wander around. We've got IG
Radiant's
with
top
wards
tower is under
all
attack.
over the Roshan pit. They've got a really good idea if DK try and make any moves towards us whatsoever. They are going to be waiting a little bit. They send YYF up towards top to grab some farm as they steal the DK Ancients, but
We saw YYF build BKB in the game against lgd.int as well, right? It makes me think, like, I don't normally... Okay, mid lane.
yeah, Mushi lifted,
Oh
chakrammed,
my
beamed.
God.
Ice jumps in, Mushi pops the BKB and tries to Requiem, but Ice is just hookshotted into his death, perhaps. Drops a nice cog, but no, Ferrari still jumps in with the chain.
Are they gonna threaten the base with this, or no? They're just gonna fall back.
Housekeeping back.
to defend, and they're just gonna try and get further and further ahead with that. They got 2 kills. They're gonna go for a kill on DK.
MMY tries to TP out, but he's gone. Burning, realizing that his Wisp ate the only stun, he will be able to TP, but...
yeah. So I was gonna say, the Bristleback, building a BKB, I always wondered what the best items on Bristleback is. And I was thinking, what if you just got a pipe, you know? Like, it could, if you want the magical resistance for your allies as well. But with the BKB, and the amount of damage that Warpath gives to Bristleback, if he just BKBs and runs at your opponent, he can deal a lot of physical damage. Whereas if you have, you know, a pipe or something, you're a big tank and you help out your team, but you can't really, like, you can get stunned and you can get, you know, held down. You won't be able to attack too many times. But pretty interesting item. I always wondered what you buy on Bristleback.
Because there are definitely 2 schools of thought, right? One is that if you buy the BKB, you're less useful. Deny on bottom lane. Burning really wanted that tower, and he didn't even have his TP scroll off cooldown. He's gonna pop the BKB and try and run out BKB TP, but the right click damage might be enough. Not quite. Something like 80 hit points left.
The Timbersaw used the chain there. He didn't expect the CK to just TP away. Had he just, you know, hit him, he would have died. But yeah, he didn't expect him to just straight up TP there. Very nicely done by Burning to escape.
Yeah.
Look, relocate onto top lane to the
Radiant's
tower.
top tower is under attack.
They'll just take a tier 1 tower for that. Really wanted
Radiant's
that
top
gold.
tower has fallen.
They need it at this point. Any little thing that they can get their hands on is...
meanwhile, IG will take the Roshan, collecting their...
collecting their Aegis, and then probably on their way to collect a tier 3. Ice is here, Blade Mail and Hookshot ready to go. And DK also moving in. This is looking like they're going to go all in on this fight. The hookshot flies in. Ice catches everybody, but he gets lifted. The BKBs pop off from IG. Still no real initiation from DK. They didn't have the relocate. Mushi from the high ground going to drop the Requiem. Can they focus down 430? They do manage to do so. Double kill. The Rubik also ended up going down. YYF, no BKB is going to chase in here. Eclipse eaten up by and large by the illusions from the Chaos Knight, and Mushi still looping around on the back lines. He's still got his BKB. They're chasing down Burning. He's good up. They're going to throw out the Chain Frost, but Burning still has his BKB up his sleeve. Looks like he's going to be able to get up the hill. Can they bring him down? Ferrari jumps in front of him, but it's a 3-second stun from Burning. Glaives keep on going, and the beam from Hao, long range, finishes him off. And Mushi, not even pursuing down the middle lane, ends up looping back to bot and just ready for the front on defense.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That was a pretty long chase, actually. But only getting Burning out of that, too.
Yeah, and Burning almost escaped as well. I think that was really good execution from DK. They jumped in with the clockwork. IG were expecting everyone from DK to rush in then.
Oh,
Mushi,
wow.
Porson
instantly casting BKB. He does not want to get picked off right there and lose his team the racks, but that's a 9-second BKB now. Like both of the Shadow Fiend's BKB charges right now, like they have been a waste, basically.
Yeah, they've done very little.
He is not getting any space in this game to do anything. Oh boy.
You feel for Mushi.
I really do. Like I'm just so sad. Like the hero, I mean, I understood why they picked the Shadow Fiend, right? Because they need the extra damage, because they don't have enough to take down all of IG's 3-core tanky lineup. But it's just, Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that you just want to see succeed, but it's so hard as well at the same time. And bottom lane,
they get the Reality Rift back on Faith. 3-second stun. Hao gonna pop his BKB. MMY in some trouble as Ferrari 430 jumped in. It's a support for a support trade, but not sure if Burning's gonna be able to escape here. Hao not holding on to the beam, but I don't think Burning has a chance to TP.
Yeah, perhaps Burning could have tried to TP one after he killed with the BKB on, but yeah. And mid lane, YYF.
Lanham, he's body blocking for Mushi.
Bristol boss, man. Just look at that damage. Freaking 300 damage.
Oh, Mushi.
Oh,
he just wanted a little bit more farm.
He just wanted a creep, guys.
Hilarious.
Oh, jeez.
Poor Mushi.
He wanted that creep.
But at the same time, IG very nicely drafted, very nicely executed. They're going to head up onto the high ground, bring down this tier 3. No fortification for DK. There is a buyback for Mushi, but really does not want to have to spend it at this point. So they're just going to give away the one lane of racks. Maybe he'll have another shot for the second lane, but I don't even know if IG are gonna hang around for too long. Yeah, they just get the racks, back out, regroup, mana up,
they're
heal
just
up.
gonna move together if they want to.
Oh, and they jump up onto the high ground, they lift, burning, can they focus him down in time? They will manage to do so. Great burst damage from IG. Ice trapped in with the cogs. They bring down 2, Chain Frost out onto Lanham, couple more right clicks are gonna finish him off. And that's the GG, and that's the end of DK's run in this competition. Well,
so who's left?
LGD China, Vici Gaming, and IG.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
Wow. What a game actually. I think this game was all about the draft. When they picked this Wisp, it became really difficult, I believe, for DK, because they already had a CK and a Clockwork. Like I feel like they were really limited to what they were gonna take. I think they were kind of fixated on the fact that they were gonna pick with CK, and didn't think through what IG could still possibly pick, and that just totally ruined DK's lineup. And IG got something that they were really comfortable with, and just resulted in their win.
Yeah, and IG pull out the Bristleback one more time and works out great. So, final verdict on 47. Are we gonna see more Bristleback, or is this gonna continue to be?
I mean, this is like YYF. Oh, and ROTK too. He loves that hero too. So, I mean, I think we're gonna see more Bristleback. That hero is so strong in this version.
Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. This was your coverage of the lower bracket portion of the Sina Cup. So tomorrow we're going to be back for 2 best-of-3s. It's going to be your upper bracket, your winner bracket final, which is Vici Gaming versus LGD China. So that's a best-of-3, and then the loser of that is going to drop down to the lower bracket final to play against IG in a best-of-3. So a little bit unfortunate that whichever team loses that first best-of-3 is going to have to immediately play a second one, but should still be some great Dota. We've only got 2 days left of this competition as well. We'll be finishing off with the best-of-5 finals on the 4th. I've been Baseskip here providing coverage on behalf of Beyond the Summit. I kind of dropped the ball tonight, guys, as far as the stream and technical stuff was concerned, but here to bail me out, of course, was Theban1437, so thank you, Theban, for being along to save the day, and I'll pass it over to you if you want to do any plugs, shoutouts. The floor is completely yours.
You can follow me on Twitter at 1437x and on Twitch at twitch.tv/1437. I stream quite often, and I mean, these are some pretty cool games that we watched, and no problem. I mean, that's what I'm here to cast with you, buddy. And when
Thanks,
you need
Steven.
help, I got your back.
Awesome. So, guys, make sure you check it out. It's twitter.com/1437x and twitch.tv/1437. And I think I cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, hopefully next time we won't have such problems, and I hope that people actually enjoyed the cast. Kind of rusty, but I hope it was okay. I mean, I've been kind of sleep deprived, so
yeah. I think go get a good night's sleep is the big thing.
Yeah, there were too many problems too for me. Like, so I thought I was getting DDoS or something, but my internet was getting all choppy all of a sudden. I was like, what the hell? I've never seen this before. But yeah.
Oh well, it was an interesting night, to say the least. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. So thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you tomorrow for the winner bracket final and the lower bracket final as we move towards the conclusion of the Sina Cup.